morning, students. Next lesson, solid state. In this lesson, we are going to learn about solids. Already you know, matter exists in three different forms: solids, liquids and gases. Matter exists in three different physical states, namely solid, liquid, gas. If you look around, you may find mostly solids rather than liquids and gases. Solids differ from liquids and gases by possessing definite volume and definite shape. These are the characters of solids. Solids having definite shape and definite volume. In the solids, atoms or molecules or ions are tightly held in order arrangement, and there are many types of solid such as diamond, metal, plastic, etc., and most of the substance that we use in our daily life are in solid state. In solids, atoms or molecules or ions are tightly held. That is very important point here. Tightly held in an order arrangement, and many type of solids and most of the substance that we use in our daily life are in solid state only. We require solids with definite properties for various applications. So, understanding the relation between the structure of solids and their properties is very much useful in synthesizing new solid materials with different properties. So, in this chapter, we are going to study about the characteristics of solids, classifications of solids, and structure and their properties. We also discuss the crystal defect and their significance. First one, general characteristics of solids. General characteristics of solids. What are the general characteristics of solids means? You have to write these 5 points. First characteristic of solid: solids have definite volume and definite shape. So, solids have definite volume and definite shape. Second one, solids are rigid structure and incompressible. Solids have strong cohesive forces between the atoms or ions or molecules. The attractive forces is stronger. Solids have interatomic or interionic or intermolecular distance. Solids have short interatomic or ionic. So, between the atom, the distance is very small because attractive forces is more here. Like that, interatomic or interionic. So, between the ions, the distance is very small, short. Their constituents, atoms, ions or molecules have fixed position and can only oscillate between their mean position. Their constituents, atoms, constituent means what? Atoms or ions or molecules have fixed position and can only oscillate with their mean position. These are the characteristics of solids. Already we know solids having definite volume, definite shape. Solids are rigid structure and incompressible. Solids have strong cohesive forces, that is attractive forces. They have short interatomic or interionic or intermolecular forces, and their constituents have fixed position, can only oscillate their mean position. So that's all. Characteristics of solids over. Next topic, classification of solids. Solid is classified into two types. One is crystalline solids, another one amorphous solids. Crystalline solids is further classified into 5 types. First one is ionic crystal, second one is covalent crystal, third one is molecular crystal, fourth one is metallic crystal, fifth one is atomic solids. So solid is classified into two types. First one, crystalline solids, second one, amorphous solids. Example for amorphous solids are glass, rubber, like that. Crystalline solids is further classified into 5. First one is ionic crystals, covalent crystals, molecular crystals, metallic crystals, atomic crystals. For ionic crystal, examples NaCl and KCl. Both are ionic compound. NaCl means sodium chloride, KCl means potassium chloride. Second one, covalent crystals. Example for covalent crystals, diamond and SiO2. In both of these compound, covalent bond only present. Molecular crystals, example naphthalene, anthracene, glucose. Naphthalene means if two benzene rings are fused, means that is called as naphthalene. If 3 benzene rings are fused together, means that is called as anthracene. And glucose formula is C6H12O6. All these 3 are examples for molecular crystals. And fourth one, metallic crystals. All metallic elements like sodium element or magnesium, copper, gold, silver, all are examples for metallic crystals. Atomic solids, frozen elements of group 18. Group 18, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, all are group 18. Frozen elements of group 18, all are examples for atomic solids. So classification of solids over. We can classify solids into the following two major types based on the arrangement of their constituents. First one is crystalline solids, second one is amorphous solids. The term crystals comes from the Greek word, the term crystals comes from the Greek word crystallos, which means that clear ice. So crystallo means clear ice. This term was applied to the transparent quartz stones, and the name is used for solids bounded by many flat symmetrical arranged phases. The term crystals comes from the Greek word crystallos. Crystallos means clear ice, and this term was first applied to the transparent quartz stone. This is quartz stone. So first crystal word is applied for quartz stone only, and then the name is used for solids bounded by many flat symmetrical arrangement, means those are called as crystals, crystallines. So from that only crystalline solids, that crystal words come. A crystalline solid is one in which constituents have orderly arrangement and extending over a long range, and the arrangement of the such constituents in such crystalline solid is such that a potential energy of system is at the minimum. In contrast, amorphous solids, the constituents are randomly arranged. Crystalline solids, in crystalline solids, constituents are regularly arranged or orderly arranged. So, order arrangement in crystalline solids, but in amorphous solids, randomly arranged. Next question, difference between crystalline solids and amorphous solids. First point, long range orderly arranged, here short range random arrangement, long range, short range, orderly arranged, randomly arranged. So, that order arrangement is extended in long range, that order arrangement extended in long range. Here it is extended in short range only, that is randomly arranged. This is the first point. In crystalline solids, atoms are arranged in order manner, but in amorphous solids, randomly arranged, that is not regular arrangement. Long range means that order arrangement extended in long range, but in amorphous solids it is extended only in short range. Second point, definite shape. So, crystalline solids having different shape like a diamond, like that. Amorphous solids are irregular shape, definite shape, irregular shape. Third one, generally crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature, amorphous solids are isotropic in nature. This point we are going to discuss in our next heading. Fourth point, there are true solids, that are considered as a pseudo, that is semi solids or supercooled liquids. Crystalline solids are true solids, amorphous solids are pseudo solids, that is semi solids or supercooled liquids. Next point, crystalline solids having definite heat of fusion, but amorphous solids having not definite heat of fusion. Crystalline solids having sharp melting point. Next topic, isotropy and anisotropy. Isotropy means uniformity in all directions. Isotropy means uniformity in all directions. In solid state, isotropy means having identical values of physical properties such as refractive index, electrical conductance, etc. in all directions. Isotropy means uniformity. Isotropy having means identical values of physical properties. Identical values of physical properties such as refractive index, electrical conductance, like that. In all direction, physical values same only. Whereas anisotropy is the property which depends on the direction of the measurement. In isotropy, it does not depend direction. In all direction, physical properties are same only. But in anisotropic, depend upon the direction, they may have different values. Crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature, crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature. So they show different value A and B of physical properties when measured along different direction. The following figure illustrates the anisotropy in crystals due to the different arrangement of their constituents along different direction. See this picture, my dear students. This is anisotropy and this is isotropy. Here orderly arranged because anisotropy exists in crystalline solids only. Crystalline solids means what? Long range order arrangement. That means atoms are regularly arranged. So only crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature. So here it is regularly arranged. Here two types of atoms are present. One is big atom, another one small atom. All are regularly arranged. Here depend upon the direction, it may have different values. See here, if the ray is passed through this direction means in both direction similar type of atom are present. If this ray is passed through this means alternative type of atom presents. So only here we will get B. But in isotropic all are randomly arranged. So only amorphous solids have isotropics in nature. There are isotropic in nature like liquids, amorphous solids. Because in amorphous solids already we know crystalline solids means regularly arranged, amorphous solids means randomly arranged. So here atoms are randomly arranged, that is no regular arrangement. So only here we will get same type, no regular pattern is there, all are same pattern, that is all are irregular pattern only. So only finally we will get same value only, that is A only. So from this picture they are trying to explain what is anisotropic and what is isotropy. Anisotropic means, isotropy means what? Uniformity. That means if you are passing rays means finally we will get the same type of rays only, that is A only. So isotropy means uniformity, it does not depend the direction. In all the direction the physical properties are same only, so only we will get the same A value here. But anisotropy means what? They may different values. So only finally we will get A and B. If you are passing say one ray mean finally we will get two types of rays, namely A and B. Because here in crystalline solids atoms are regularly arranged. So here two types of arrangements are possible. If rays goes this side means here atoms are alternatively arranged, one big atom and one small atom, like that. This is the first possibility. In second possibility, that is this direction, same type of atom only present. So in crystalline solids two possibilities are there. First one, that ray may go in which atom present in similar types of atoms present. Second possibility, if rays goes in which atoms are alternately arranged. alternatively arranged. So here two possibilities are there. So only finally we will get two different value A and B. But in isotropy we will get the same value A only, because here there is no orderly arrangement, randomly arranged, that is irregular arrangement only in all the direction. So only finally we will get the same value. See here, isotropy means uniformity in all directions. Isotropy having identical value of physical properties in all directions, whereas anisotropy is the property which may depend on direction. The value depend on direction of the measurement. Crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature. Already we know in our previous question, that is difference between crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Third point, they told generally crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature, amorphous solids are isotropic in nature. That only discussed here. Crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature, so they show different values of properties A.
That's all. Thank you.